Hello and welcome. Today is Wednesday. It is the 14th day of January 2015. My name is Derek and welcome to today's silver chart analysis video. Take a look at the silver daily chart, an interesting futures wager that I'm going to talk about, not related to silver. Well, for me it will be related a little bit, but anyway. And also the U.S. Silver Eagles. I brought this chart up yesterday for date ending January 12th. It was almost 3 million. Well, the update now is like 3.6 million. So decent gain in one day, matching 2010. And with over a half a month to go, it looks inevitable that it's going to compete with the largest January sales. I'll keep you updated, but it definitely shows physical demand is highly in play. Interesting setup on today's daily chart. As I was mentioning, the previous week was showing that it was having support at previous resistance levels. Yesterday, it broke this resistance level. Today, though, it managed to start the session going back down to what previous resistance was last week, and now back up to its a previous close area yesterday. It still needs to break established resistance. The levels I have from investing.com states that the early December highs were 1733. So whichever levels you're looking at, it's got to break this established resistance for me to have any conviction for multiple weeks and months of higher highs and higher lows, and ultimately a short-term test of 1869. With that being said, because of the effort or energy, whichever word you want to use, that has been used to make this thing go higher, if this thing ultimately fails, and failure for me will be shown when this 18 average is first moving sideways, going lower, and it's being used as a resistance bar, that a break of this key support would be deadly. Keyword is on the if situation. Now I want to talk a little bit about futures because, yeah, I guess people make lots of wagers on future contracts for silver, gold, currency, so many different things on the market. And I made a future wager at the end of 2014, and I want to talk a little bit about it because it has to do within this chart. Two different lines, you got a red line and you got a blue line, and you would think by looking at it that it's probably the same thing priced in two different currencies. Maybe it's very similar items like a gold and copper, or a heating oil and regular oil, but just two similar things. But no, it just happens to go up together, down together, up together, down together, and up together. What this is, the red line, are the amount of goals on average over the last 10 contests the Nashville Predators have scored in games in which Pekka Rinne starts. This is going back 3 seasons now to this one. The blue line is the amount of goals that Pekka Rinne and the Nashville Predators have allowed on average over the last 10 games, which shows in here that the Predators were getting the butts kicked, but something started in here. Predators started to score goals. Now, for the last so many games, they've been getting 3-4 goals a game. They're averaging right now 4.25 over their last 10, or they've scored about 43 goals in the last 10 games. So what I decided to do was somewhere roughly around here, or around December the 20th, is go 30-1 that the Nashville Predators on the futures will win this year's Stanley Cup. The way I figure it, it's close to about 100% chance they make the playoffs. And then 2 to the power of 4, which is what you need to do in the playoffs because you win 4 rounds. And you know what? I think I'm generous saying that they have a 50% chance of winning each round. Well, that would come 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. About a 16-1 shot of winning the Stanley Cup. So I figure at 30-1, I'm getting decent values. Now, why this has a little bit to do with silver is if I win, I wonder where I will be converting the fiat currencies into. Well, I know. Anyway, thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye.